When this trade first crossed the timeline, it didn't feel real. James Harden, a former MVP, one of the most polarizing superstars of his generation, is now a Cleveland Cavalier. Darius Garland, the face of Cleveland's post-LeBron rebuild, a homegrown all-star point guard, is a Los Angeles Clipper. And almost immediately, the debate started. Did Cleveland give up too much? Did the Clippers finally accept reality? And most importantly, which team actually got better? Because this wasn't just a swap of names. This trade represented two franchises making opposite bets about their future. One betting on right now, the other betting on what comes next. So today, we're breaking down what this trade really means, how it reshapes both teams on the court, how it changes their timelines, and why this move might define the next few seasons for both the Cavaliers and the Clippers. To understand why this trade happened, you have to understand where both teams were standing before it. Cleveland has been good. Pretty good for a few years now. A consistent playoff team, elite defense, young stars. But every postseason, the same issues kept showing up. The offense would stall, the game would slow down, and when everything came down to execution, Cleveland didn't always have answers. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, the Clippers were dealing with the opposite problem. They had names, they had stars, they had expectations, but they also had age, injuries, and a very real sense that the window was closing, fast. James Harden was productive, but the fit wasn't seamless. The offense could bog down, and the long-term future of the franchise was just murky at best. So when this trade went through, it wasn't random. It was two front offices admitting something important. Cleveland admitted, we are done waiting. The Clippers admitted, we need to change direction. Let's start with Cleveland, because this is the side of the trade that shocked people the most. James Harden does not come without baggage. That's obvious. But what he does bring is something Cleveland has never truly had in this era, a veteran offensive organizer who controls games. Harden instantly becomes the Cavaliers' best playmaker, not just passer, decision maker. Late in games, late in playoff series, when defenses load up, this is where Harden still matters. Cleveland no longer has to rely solely on Donovan Mitchell to create everything under pressure. They don't need to force tough pull-ups or hope the ball movement magically clicks. Now they have someone who can slow the game down, read coverage, and punish mistakes. And the fit matters more than people think. Harden running pick and roll with Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, that's easy offense. Harden finding Evan Mobley in space as a roller or short corner finisher, that accelerates Mobley's offensive growth. And for Donovan Mitchell, this might be the biggest benefit of all. Mitchell no longer has to be the only engine. He can attack tilted defenses. He can conserve energy, and when the game is on the line, he doesn't have to do it alone. This is Cleveland saying, we want playoff control. Now comes the hardest part. Darius Garland was beloved in Cleveland, and for good reason. He helped pull the franchise out of the post-LeBron darkness. He became an all-star. He embraced the city, but basketball fit matters. The Garland-Mitchell pairing was always a little awkward. Two smaller guards, both best with the ball in their hand, both targeted defensively in playoff settings. In the regular season, it worked. In the playoffs, cracks showed. Cleveland had to decide, do we keep developing two guards who overlap, or do we consolidate that talent into a single elite organizer? This wasn't about Garland being bad. This was about maximizing the roster. By moving Garland, Cleveland simplifies the offense, improves late-game execution, and commits fully to Mitchell as their franchise scorer. And yes, it's risky. Harden is older. This move shortens the timeline. But that's the point. Cleveland is no longer pretending they're a few years away. They're all in. Now let's talk about the Clippers, because this trade quietly makes a ton of sense for them. Darius Garland gives LA something they haven't had in years, a future. Garland is young, he's dynamic, he plays with pace, and most importantly, he doesn't need to dominate the ball to be effective. That's huge. Garland can space the floor, run offense when Kawhi sits, pushes the tempo instead of slowing it down. This instantly modernizes the Clippers' offense. Instead of leaning on isolation and half-court grinding, LA can play faster, create easier shots, and reduce wear on their stars. And from a franchise standpoint, Garland becomes a bridge. Whether the Clippers retool around Kawhi, gradually transition into a younger core, or eventually reset completely, Garland is young enough to be part of any of those paths. That flexibility matters. James Harden was never a long-term answer in Los Angeles. Productive, yes. Reliable, mostly. But sustainable? No. The Clippers had to decide whether clinging to the past was worth it. By moving Harden, they avoid a looming decline, regain roster balance, and add a guard who fits multiple timelines. This wasn't a white flag. It was a pivot, a controlled one. So who won? The honest answer is, it depends on the clock. Right now, Cleveland wins in my eyes. They're better today, they're scarier in the playoffs, they have answers they didn't before. But long term, the Clippers might. Garland gives them youth, flexibility, and optionality, something they desperately need. This wasn't a fleece, this wasn't a mistake. This was two teams choosing different futures. Trades like this don't happen often. Two all-star guards, two franchises at crossroads, two completely different visions. James Harden to Cleveland is about control and urgency. Darius Garland to LA is about adaptation and survival. Only time will tell which path was right. But one thing is clear. This trade changed both teams permanently. So let me know in the comments who you think won and whether Cleveland just took the biggest swing in the East. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one for some more NBA content.